Hello, welcome to Old 59 of Just My Opinion. And this one I'm entitling 9 Bad Poor Habits, Bad Poor Money Habits. Me and a friend, we're going to discuss the financial do's and don'ts and the mistakes that we have made in our life when dealing with money. And mistakes that you should make dealing with your money. It's just advice. You don't have to go with it. The guy that I'm going to do this podcast with today have his own podcast. It's called Tav Two Time. He's a hilarious comedian. He does pranks. So you should check him out on YouTube. Tav Two Times. Therefore, Tav.
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. I do all that. Now, I want to appreciate Derek, give thanks to Derek for having me on this podcast, and we're going to get started. So, what we talking about?
All right, the first thing I would say, it's a bad habit and you shouldn't do it. And I suffer myself from doing this. And I wasted countless amount of money. I think frivolous spending on clothes and sneakers. My grandmother used to always tell me, you only have 2 feet. So you can only wear 1 pair of sneakers at a time. At the time I was buying sneakers like it was going out of style. Now I look back and say, what I could have done with that money that I spent on countless amount of sneakers. You probably need 2 pair of shoes or sneakers. Not 10, 12, 20. They're just going to sit there and remind you of how much money you spent. They're not going to make you no money or nothing. That's my habit 1. Frivolous spending on clothes, sneakers, and things that you don't need.
Number 2, I'm going to say high-end beauty products. I realize a lot of females today, young girls specifically, they like to go out to a lot of beauty supplies and all types of salons and all that and spend hundreds of dollars on hair that's not theirs, bunch of makeup. They don't need so much makeup. All that stuff costs way too much. It's way cheaper, and also, in my opinion, I think it would be better for them to go natural. Cheaper and better. Just keep yourself natural, because wigs, weaves, lace fronts, hundreds, 200. It's not worth it. It doesn't last long. It's not yours. Lashes, long lashes, all types of makeup, lipstick. They don't need that. That's definitely a waste of money, in my opinion. A lot of women out there might not like this, but just think about it. It's really a waste of money. You just go natural. It's much cheaper.
My number 2, I believe spending money on a lot of these streaming services. And I think everything he said is true, for one. But mine is spending money on frivolous streaming services. I have about 4 or 5 different streaming services that I pay for that I never watch. And this is a bad habit that I suffer from. I think spending money on food should be my number 2. Going out, buying out, when it'd be much cheaper for you to go to the supermarket. Go buy the food, put it in the refrigerator, and eat it when you want. But when you're constantly buying out every day, Not only is it not healthy for you, it's not good for your pockets. You buy a pizza today, a cheesesteak platter tomorrow, some McDonald's today, some Wendy's today, next day. This is spending all your money in food. When you could easily just go to the market, get you a pack of chicken, some rice, get you some cereal, some milk, some eggs. So now you got food for a couple of weeks as compared to buying a meal and you eating it for that day. And that one meal's not going to hold you, so you're probably going to spend more money. And I suffer myself from that habit. That buying food, eating out and spending out, that's a very, very bad problem. And I think of how much money I could save and could have. And that's something that I'm trying to work on myself.
All right, well, my number 2, I say too much jewelry, unnecessary jewelry. Big chains, big Cuban links, whatever they call it, bust down watches. You can take all that money and invest it. Build more wealth. And instead of buying $30,000 or $40,000 watches, $100,000 chains, you can donate some of that to these poor communities and stuff like that. Build more recreation centers, programs. I think that'll make more sense. I think with these unnecessary jewelry that these people buying is just bringing more drama, more crime, and more blood. Because everybody want it. Everybody, they think they need it. And just it don't make sense. So you risking your life over a $30,000 watch, $40,000, $50,000, $100,000 chains. Don't make sense. So I think you should take most of that money and invest it, build more in your community, your city, the state, whatever. Build more wealth for yourself and your family. So yeah, all that unnecessary jewelry, stop. You need to stop all that, to be honest. That's my opinion also.
I like what he said, all that. Another thing is something that I suffer from, and I'm only speaking to y'all from things that I had and wasted money on. These streaming services. I have several streaming services that I don't even watch because I'm constantly at work. Even when I am home, you know what I watch a lot? YouTube. I got Stars, I got Cinemax, I got Sling TV, I got Amazon TV, I got Netflix, which I don't even like. I got Hulu, I got Tubi, I got Pluto, Crackle. Some of these, Maximus, some of these are free. But I have all these streaming services, and about 3 or 4 of them I pay for. And I don't really watch them. And if I do watch them, it's for like 1 or 2 shows. Stars may have Power on, or BMF up there. So of course I'm watching that. But that's all that I will watch on that particular streaming service. And I'm paying money constantly every month. I believe I can save more money if I cut the streaming services off that I pay for, just had the free ones, and keep that money in my check. And I can take that money, as Tav said, and invest that money. So I think frivolous and unneeded streaming services is a way to cut the cord and save a lot of money, especially for someone like me, because I'm never home. And when I am home, I'm watching YouTube 90% of the time. That's another way I think that you can save money. And you can take that money that you do save and use that to your benefit.
All right, number 3. You need to cut the drugs and alcohol. That's definitely not needed. People use that to help them run away from their problems, their issues. That's not going to solve anything. Drugs and alcohol. I think that's going to create more problems and issues. Besides wasting money and everything, it's going to bring more problems, issues. it's not helping anything, especially not your pockets. It's definitely not helping your pockets, not helping you mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, none of that. But I guess people need it. They think they need it, so they go ahead and take most of their paycheck or this check, that check. However, the way they get money, they take that, go spend it on Hennessy, vodka, weed, whatever. Nah, they need to practice that. It's kind of similar with the jewelry thing. They just need to think more and connect with themselves more, connect with God more, so they can. That's what will help you run away from your problems, get away from your issues. God, checking in with Allah if you're Muslim. But yeah, and it'll help you save money, of course. So y'all gotta just think about that. Keep that in mind. That's my third one.
I agree with everything you said. That's an escapism that's going to leave you broke. So, another thing I think, a lot of people, especially a lot of poor people, and I'm guilty of this too, living beyond your means. If you only make, say, $1,600, $1,700, $1,800 a month, but your bills succeed that amount, so you're spending more than what you make, and you're always robbing Peter to pay Paul, because you got this bill, that bill, that bill. You can't add bills. You're not to add money you have to pay out. Try to eliminate money. Try to limit bills as much as possible. Take the excess money that you have saved from not paying as much in bills and save it or invest it and use that as a tool to benefit you. Me, myself, I live beyond my means. Knowing I can't afford this, I'm going to get it anyway. I'm going to go pay cash for it. Instead, even if I do want it, put it on that way. Put some money on it. Or you save up some money into the fact that you can get it. I think people living beyond their means is a way for you to stay poor and stay financially unstable. If you know you can't afford that $300 Givenchy shirt, the $400 Alexander McQueen sneakers, even if you have that little bit of money, why would you say, well, I buy that one pair of sneakers when I can take that $400, invest that and buy me shares and stocks and things that I can earn money from? Or, instead of buying them one pair of sneakers, you probably get you 2-3 pair of sneakers.
Yeah.
That's using your money wisely. That's thinking. I know we all want to stunt, we all want to look good at times, but you have to learn to live within your means. And me at my age, I'm just starting to learn myself. Instead of going to Macy's, go to Outlet. Instead of going to Macy's buying a polo, go to Outlet. It's going to be cheaper. You have probably better variety of stuff. You know, at Macy's, their sales still hurt your pocket. You be like, damn, this is on sale? So living beyond your means, I think it's another bad habit. That'll keep your money and finances messed up.
Talking about living behind your means, keep your pocket messed up. Imagine buying the same phone every year. You got an iPhone 11. But next year the iPhone 12 come out. You about to buy that. It's the same as the 11. They just added a little camera on there and called it the iPhone 12. Same with Androids. It's not just iPhone. It's not just Apple. Same with Androids. That don't make sense. You're definitely killing your pockets with that, because them phones ain't cheap. Them Apple ones, especially them Apple Jones. So you're basically buying the same phone for the same price, That most definitely don't make sense. Like, I got a friend, I'm not gonna say his name. He had him an iPhone XR, I think that's the 10. He goes and get him an 11. Not too long after he gets the XR. Then after he get the 11, he got the 11 for a little while. Then he go and gets the 12. I'm like, dude, it's the same phone. And of course, he trying to argue me down, saying, oh, I got this, got that. They all FaceTime, they all AirDrop, they all text, call, email, whatever. So, stop buying the same phone every year. This is a waste of money, waste of time. You look kind of crazy doing that too. It's the same. It's literally, just think about it. You can research the same phone. They just add a different number on there. iPhone 11 is the same as the 12. 12 is the same as the 13. 13 is the same as the 14. That's all I got. Yeah.
A guy, it's my mentor, it's my last name. This guy named Kirby Jenkins. And he used to tell me, Maurice, keep cash on hand, keep cash on hand. Because you never know what's going to happen. You don't want to live check to check. You want to make sure you got something in the tuck. But he also told me, keep things of value. Things you can sell or pawn for money whenever you're in an emergency or a jam quickly. So even if you ain't got the money, have things of value that you can sell or pawn. Then he also told me this. He told me, it's not what you make, it's what you do with what you make. He says you can work at a job and make $20 an hour, but you can blow all that money every week. He says you can work at a job and make $9 an hour, but you can make that money you make for that work for you. At my time, I couldn't get it. I'm like, what is he talking about? This guy's crazy. Now I see what he's saying. It's not what you make, it's what you do with that money. And you put that money towards good use for you. And let that money help you. My barber told me, Rock the Barber. He said money is a tool. You take the money you make to make more money. And I'm like, huh? But now I see what he's talking about. You take that money, he said you take that money and use that money to make more money. I would say if you get you a check every week or every 2 weeks. And I know everybody has bills and other things in life. But if you have anything extra, anything to the side, invest some. Or save it. Invest in Dividend Kings and Dividend Aristocrats. Look that up. You'll always get paid a certain percentage every month. Sometimes every 3, 4 months. But that's the way where your money's gonna work for you. And you gonna make, and all you gotta do is sleep. You invest your money and that's it. I ain't trying to be preachy, but I hope I did help someone learn or find different ways to handle their financial problems. Because that's one of our biggest problems in the black community. We don't save, we don't invest, we don't buy real estate. Like Taft said, we buy gold chains and big cars and stuff that's going to depreciate and not make as much money. We have to get more financially and more fiscally responsible of how we handle our money. And hopefully this can help you all. And two, like Taft said about the phones. The phones, I got a Galaxy 22 Ultra. They came out with the 23, it's the same damn phone. So why would I spend $1,200 on the same phone? Also, you can catch me on YouTube, on Derek Bullock, Just My Opinion, on Apple, Google, Radio Public, Amazon, Audio, Derek Bullock, Just My Opinion. Thank you.
Also, you can catch me on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, TAF2X. Check out my content. It's worth it. You'll like it. If you don't, it's no good. Appreciate you there for having me.
No problem.